David, really well played today. You set the tone for a really big win for your country. Must be pleased.
Yeah, over the moon. It's nice to get runs. Nice to get runs at the start of a World Cup as well, and get into the tournament. And to do it in a nice win that probably puts us a little bit better in our net run rate, and help towards that is a great feeling.
You know, the guys after the game earlier in the week were saying confidence remains, no damage to it by that result, but you're the guy who's got to go out there and prove it, and sort of must be more difficult to walk that walk than talk it.
Yeah, I think we were just totally outplayed in the last game. If you dwell on something like that too much, I think you can start overthinking it. But this team has always bounced back and been more and more aggressive when we're under pressure. It's one of the traits that has been so successful for the team, and the challenge to us was to keep being aggressive even though we were under pressure. And thankfully we did that with the bat and the ball tonight.
And just a bit on your ability to get those three-figure scores. Your conversion rate is incredible, really, for the number of games you've played. What's the secret?
Just hungry to play and to do well. Hungry to score runs and win games of cricket. I've wanted to be part of this team for so long, and it's been impossible to break into with the players that have been so good. So to get your opportunity and try and take it and enjoy it as long as it lasts, is all that I try and do.
George behind you, if that's all right, please, and we'll go Jonathan here and then Matt.
Well batted, David. Can I take you back to Australia last year? I can't remember what the injury was. Was it a groin strain?
Groin, yeah.
And you missed out on the business end of the tournament and had done in 19 as well. I think you got injured in Malahide, didn't you? Did you think that these moments might have gone at that stage?
Yeah, definitely. I hadn't been part of that 50-over squad. Really, I played the odd game with scheduling, when Ruti wasn't available and Johnny and so on. So I didn't really think that I was going to be part of it. So to get a few more opportunities and to sort of play myself into this team has been great, especially after missing that last one. I don't really think I was in the running in that 2019, even though I played the game at Malahide before. But yeah, to miss out on that World Cup last year was, one of the worst things ever on that final. But, great to win it. But hopefully this one, I can stay fit and we can play some good cricket and get us towards that business end.
And does it feel that you're always having to prove people wrong?
Well, that's another headline if I say yes.
There's nothing wrong with that, David.
No, I feel like every series I'm under pressure. So, for me to keep silencing people is all I can do. If I can score as many runs as I can and help contribute to wins, then hopefully eventually people's opinions might change.
First of all, David, congratulations, well played. This was your second 100 against Bangladesh this year. Tell us about your experience against Bangladesh, might help you today as well.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to play in a few Bangladesh Premier Leagues, so to be able to play against these guys quite a lot and in different conditions as well, and some good wickets in Chittagong and some sort of, I'd say, iffy wickets sometimes down at in Dhaka. So you learn different ways of playing against the same opposition. And I thought the one I had in the beginning of the year was probably the best one I've had in those conditions, and then to get them on a much flatter wicket, I was able to cash in as well. So I think the more you play against opposition, the more they learn about you, the more plans they have, but also the experience that you have against them puts you in good stead if it's your day as well.
David, well played. You've got an Ashes century in the past. You've got hundreds in T20, hundreds in ODIs. Given everything you've said and the pressure after last week, how does today compare to getting 100 in a World Cup?
Yeah, brilliant. I think it's everyone's dream to play in an Ashes in a World Cup, and especially to do well in a World Cup, and if your team does well. So to be able to score 100 and say that I've scored 100 in a World Cup game for England is fantastic. And to win the game is great, but ultimately if we don't get to the business end, then it means for nothing. So hopefully I can keep continuing contributing and we can win games of cricket and get there in the end.
With Chris, then Mel and Dean on this side, and finish John with the black tracks at top.
David, can you tell us a little about the challenge of playing in this World Cup? There's obviously long breaks between games and lots of travel. How hard is that to adapt to?
Yeah, it's different. We're not very used to it. I think all our bilateral series have been sort of 3 games in 5 or 6 days over the last couple of years. So this is a challenge. I actually said to to Marcus Trescothick this morning when I was hitting balls. I said, it feels a little bit like a holiday. Like we've had 5 days off, which we're not used to doing. So it's, but it gives you time to keep working on your game and keep doing the basics well, because usually you don't really have time to train. So I guess that puts us in a good position to keep working on our games in between, which we don't, as I said, we don't usually have that opportunity to do.
And also just a word on Joe Root today. He became England's all-time leading run scorer in World Cups.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He just never stops doing it, does he? He's just so consistent. He's got such a good method of doing it. You know, and I'm really pleased he's done that. You know, even today he came in, he changed the gears at certain times. You know, he set up the partnership brilliantly. And when I wasn't hitting the ball as well at a little period, he took the initiative on and changed the momentum of the game as well. But you know, you can't